and welcome to this special Editor's Wrap. As we have seen in the last 24 hours, body shaming has taken over another celebrity. Celine Dion has been written about on Twitter, on Facebook, on social media. People are after her for the way she looks. Is this the way forward? Many and loads of examples are coming forward of celebrities who have been body shamed from time to time. Whether it is Bollywood, whether it's Sonakshi Sinha, Aishwarya Rai, Neha Dhupia, who was body shamed after a pregnancy, we feel that this as a topic is something that needs discussion, that needs to be spoken about. And going forward, the youth of today, the generation that has to come in, how is it going to affect them? How is it going to affect their personalities is what all of us today are going to be talking about. Nina, very quickly, this is something that we've seen from time to time, and now it has reached another level altogether. How do you think, in the larger picture, is it affecting the people and their mindsets?
Yeah, Shipra, it's an issue which needs to be addressed very quickly. Given that the spread of information, the way things catch on, given that people are able to comment on others instantaneously as soon as a picture goes up or comes out on the news or is flashed anywhere on any screen, it is something that, and it is not only trolling, it is happening to everybody, be it a celebrity, be it a normal person. People think it is their right to go out in the digital world and put across their view about how someone looks.
Exactly.
So it has to do with this idea of an ideal person, ideal look, ideal body type that we all have in our minds. And if someone deviates from it, then they are shamed. And it affects that person very, very gravely.
In fact, research says that approximately 90% people across the world have at some point of time been body shamed. Now that's huge. That's in fact completely nerve-wracking. How is this happening? Because here is this whole youth, and Kanika, that's exactly what I'm going to be questioning you. There's this whole gamut of youth who are now growing up in a digitally active society where they have the freedom of speech through social media. Do you think that because of this make-believe world, which is supposed to be perfect in terms of the way they look, the way they carry themselves, the way they dress, everything is just supposed to be so perfect that somewhere that whole security of an individual's personality is diminishing? What do you have to say for that?
I think the culture has become very digital specific, and also people putting up their posts on Instagram wanting to look beautiful, perfect, wanting to go to places and put up pictures. There's an age of consumption. There's so much there on the digital world. Everybody is competing with each other. So the idea of a body image becomes, I think it comes down from celebrities or popular culture within our youth. So when we see that there is a body image that is going on, this is what looks perfect, everybody wants to emulate the same thing, because everybody looks the same.
Do you see this happening on a very realistic level around you? Do you see friends or people that you know actually using, for example, photo app,
there are many
filters,
the filters,
so suddenly everything has been worked upon. Does it really happen, and is it having an effect larger than what we're talking about?
I think it happens to a great extent now. Earlier it was that there was not so much of a availability of things, and now that there is so much, and then the pressure that comes down from these things, and when you go to explore, when you look at your peers and how they're traveling, how nice they look, everybody wants to look a certain way, but what is happening is you're losing your individuality in that whole idea. And the trolling culture has also become very
trolling, isn't it? It's vicious.
It's vicious.
And Nina, also another research that I was reading, it said that 32% people who have been body shamed are the ones who would ensure that they go out and body shame. So do you think it's like a vicious circle that's getting formed? You scratch my back, I'm going to scratch your back. You condemn me, I'm going to condemn you. What's going to happen?
It seems like that, doesn't it? Because if you take a step back and go a few years back,
Right.
before the smartphone came and the filters became so prevalent,
Right.
who would be the body shamers? They would be people around you in your vicinity, your peers, maybe
Right.
some
Your
relatives,
Yeah.
People at
some
home.
school, yeah.
But at least people who you knew.
Yes.
People you had some sort of, you could
So
have
you
a
could-
conversation
you
with them.
could-
You
you
had
could
There is
even-
a communication.
Yeah, and you could even say that this one is saying for my benefit and this one doesn't like me.
Yeah.
So now there are these nameless things
Yeah.
happening. There are no faces behind it. It's happening. Just seems to be just for the
Right.
heck
Just
of
unknown
it.
people all over the place.
isn't
They're just
that
writing. You don't
scary?
even know what from the tone of the whatever is
Yeah,
written on it.
yeah.
That what is it related
So
to? Is
which
it trolling,
mindset-
bullying? What is it?
Yeah, is it exactly bullying? Is it cyberbullying?
The culture is similar to bullying.
in fact gets me down to bullying. So that is something that is percolating right from the school level, and
It
that's happening a lot even at school levels. The
Yeah.
peer pressure
Yes.
of being there in the so-called society, being there as the dude or whatever that is, that whole pressure to perform is so high. As you said, it is also at a level coming in from your family, because there is competition for studies,
right.
for academics, for sports, for just everything.
Right.
And at the same time, there is this faceless social media that is so available, which is telling you to be a certain type. And this, what are the kind of things that it can lead to? I mean, what about the insecurities, the relationship insecurities, depression, frustration? What about all this, and how is it going to culminate in the future, Nina, where we are anyway looking at so much of, diversity, so many things happening, expansions? How does it all fit in?
Yeah, I think for people who come into it, who are say 15, just about in their teenagerhood, or say early 20s, for them their digital world is everything.
Right.
Right? Unlike us, they have grown up with the digital world. They feel that
Yes.
this is where we exist.
Exactly.
For them, if this happens, I think that it can have disastrous results.
So what do you think we should be doing as a society where everybody is talking about it, everybody is shaming body shaming? What are certain steps that as a society we can take to ensure that this kind of an effect is minimalized? What do you have to say?
I think now people have started speaking up against trollers and body shamers a
Huh.
lot, like celebrities have been talking, hitting
Right,
back.
right.
So we as a society need to be united in terms of trolling has to go down as a cultural movement.
Right,
It cannot go
right.
up again. And that is also related to bullying, because as you said, people,
Yeah.
younger generation and people who have grown up with the digital age, in
Right.
school they are being pressured to get into this. But rather than that, you need to stand up for yourself, you need to have people support you.
Right.
The culture needs to go down somehow. I mean,
Exactly.
you need to make a noise about
So
it.
does that mean that all of us at our level, in our own scope of things, in our own frameworks, are talking more about it, are ensuring that even unknowingly we're not talking? Because see, that happens so many times.
We
I'm a
can't
mother.
contribute
We
towards
can
it,
tell
but
our
we can
kids, oh, you're
try to
gaining
help
weight,
it.
you're doing this,
Yes.
oh, why are you so thin, you should eat more. Unknowingly, we
Yes.
end up passing comments which can leave an impression on an impressionable mind.
Right. Stereotypes are set like this, aren't they, Shipra? Yeah.
And they're set like that. So
Yeah.
maybe, as you said, first thing, ensuring that we are aware of the kind of speech we use, we're
Yeah.
aware of the kind of words we use, and in keeping in mind that something that we say can have an effect which can have long-term consequences.
Right.
What else do you think we can be doing? How does
I think-
social media or media, all of us, play a
I
part
think,
in it?
something like a good digital citizenship.
Right, absolutely.
Something on those lines which teaches people to be kind towards one another. If you
Exactly.
can't say something nice, don't say it.
Right.
Go back to the old adage. We
Yeah.
grew up
This
with
is
these
the formula
adages.
that we want to use always.
Yeah.
People like me,
Right.
my peers use that if you can't
Okay.
say anything nice, then don't say
Yeah, that's
anything
it.
at all. Don't
Exactly.
don't
Yeah,
get
that's so
into these
good.
things.
Yeah.
Right.
And-
Right.
But
And
there
I
are
think
people who
that's
enjoy
where,
it.
No, and absolutely right. And as
It's
media
the
houses, all of
mindset.
us as media people, we need to take up the responsibility that we are not supporting anything that has even an iota flavor of this kind of thing. So
Right.
we need to be very responsible in the way we report, in the way we talk,
Yes.
and the way we write. which I think is one thing that can help frame a lot of the mindset that is happening in the youth of today, in the Gen Z that we're talking about.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah. And Shipra, I think schools are becoming aware of the problem.
Right.
They are taking steps. I see increasingly there are talks that are happening,
Right.
little open houses that are being held, either to discuss the problem or to educate the students. And
That's
in turn,
important.
teachers are taught. You know,
Exactly.
first step is that teachers have to be aware of what the problem is.
Right.
Exactly.
So
And
teachers
then
are being
take it
made
on.
aware, and then they speak to students, and
Absolutely.
which is so necessary, because earlier, if it was bullying or trouble at home which was bothering students, now it is trouble on the internet that is bothering the students. So shaming
Yes.
of any kind,
Is
body
not,
shaming,
yeah.
intellectual
okay.
shaming,
Oh yes.
any kind of it is
We
not,
need to condemn
yes.
it. Let us know what you think about it, because this is something which in the long term can have grave consequences. A lot of suicide cases that are happening, the percentage that has gone up, has a lot of it to do with peer pressure, with social pressure. Something that each one of us is responsible and accountable for us. Let us know what you think about it. What does body shaming mean to you at your own personal level? Have you had or faced instances like this in your daily life which you think need to be spoken about? Let us know your views, and thank you for watching News Mobile.